Welcome, everybody, to Anti-Stall Racing's Round 6 here at Barber Motorsports Park in Birmingham, Alabama. My name is Eli. You can call me Eli or Punju. I am joined by our wonderful co-commentator here today, Biggles. Biggles, how are you doing today?
I have to catch a repeat of that one, sorry.
I just asked how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm being at the Barber Motorsports Park, of course. I've never been here before in my life. In fact, I've never visited actual Barber in some time as well, too, because I'd be slightly balding, per se, if it's a kind way of saying it. But, open qualifying now. So everybody gets to get out there and put in the best laps of their time of their lives in 20 minutes.
Yes, they do. With that open qualifying session, you're right. Every single driver will be out on track all at the same time. Now, I do want to say, thank you to Anti-Stall for having me in for today. This is my first time commentating with you guys, and I'm sure that we're going to bring a show. Obviously, the drivers are the ones that bring the better show than us, as they're already giving us a little bit of fun with someone going off track. That is Frankie. Yeah, he's
Frank stop. Yeah, it's
that's
gone.
Little...
yeah, El off tracko.
Yes, exactly.
Espanol? Yeah.
Well, hey, I got some fun facts about Barber Motorsports Park. One of my favorite things about commentating is the fun facts. Ooh, that's not so fun right there. We just had a huge crash.
Yeah, Mateo, man. Okay, careful. Go ahead, mate. I want to hear these fun facts.
Wow. Well, yeah, not quite as fun as that crash right there. But did you know that this track, obviously located in Birmingham, Alabama, is the home to the IndyCar Grand Prix of Alabama? It was first opened in 2003. And the first series that raced here was the AMA Superbike and the Rolex Sports Car Series, specifically the Porsche 250 race, which ran for 10 years, 2003 to 2013. Since then, it has been host to tons of other motorsports series, and most famously now IndyCar, which came here in 2017, I want to say. And currently the lap record for IndyCar is held by Pato O'Ward, a little hot take name in the F1 world as well. He said it in 2021.
And on top of it, as you said, well, there's also a famous song comes from this neck of the woods, isn't it? Sweet Home Alabama. We're definitely sweet home right now.
Absolutely, and this is that's it. You know your American country songs.
Mate, I lived in the United States, so yes, of course I do. Absolutely. Hey, if you don't know that song out there, you've never heard a radio station in the last 20 years, at least or more.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I think it is pretty ingrained into pop culture. Well, that lap by Pato O'Ward is 106.818, so that's a pretty darn quick lap, and we already see Benoit Favre destroying that lap. I saw a 106 for him, 106.611. I see a 106.117 currently on the top of the time sheet. So, Pato, you've got some work to do to catch up to these guys here at Anti-Stall.
But Pato had a little bit of a run, didn't he, in the Coda, I believe? Did he not get a little bit of a practice run costing the McLaren?
Yeah, and he said he had a great time. Him, Logan Sargent, a couple people actually all got in the practice rounds.
Yeah, apart from, of course, the old Italiano driver who binned it in after lap 4 there for the Haas team.
That was rough to see. That was pretty rough to see.
A very experienced driver, of course, has been around the block a few times and me back in a Formula 1 car for a couple of years, but it is what it is. For now, focusing on the virtual world. There's Leon, of course, the 77 for the Anti-Stall Racing team there, the Dutch driver, and to see another one of his fellow countrymen taking the second championship in Formula 1.
Yeah, you're right. Max obviously, cemented himself in there. I definitely want to pay attention to this guy, Leon. I looked at him in the standings, and I'm expecting to see a good race from him. Look at that, 107.385. Definitely knows he can do a little bit more than that. This tight track is going to make qualifying so chaotic. If you're already looking at the cameras right now, you can just see there's like 5 cars all bundled up on top of each other.
Do you mind Mr. Director, of course, which is Gerald out there doing a fantastic job, and he's got fancy tools at his disposal right now, aka new graphics card, so new pictures and look even better. If you can put the track map up in the corner as well, too, that'd be fantastic, because I have absolutely no idea about this track, thankfully.
Well, I can give you a little rundown on it. We got 15 turns, 2.36 miles. It is very compact. I mean, the track itself is pretty wide. Don't get me wrong. It's a 45 feet wide racetrack. However, it's all located on a very compact, set of real estate. You do have 80 feet of elevation change, which is great. So it does allow for some nice blind corners here and there. We're actually on board with Birol, who's coming up to that one of the blind corners right there, that down the left and the right-hander. I want to say that is turn 14. We're on turn... now he's on turn 14. It's like a double apex. This part is really complex into turn 15, and he gets it.
Ooh,
sliding.
there's your...
Very
Welcome
common
along
right
to Anti-Stall Racing. That's your first casting curse of ever. As soon as he goes on board of a car, look what happened, Gerald. It makes a driver spin. Well, that's what you do, mate. Well, that's what you get as a caster. You get the caster blessings and caster cursing. And how good you're Italian, mate, because you got both of the Italian duos, of course, currently in provisional pole there, and Danilo Piazza, Dan. You're going to have to really practice these names as in P4.
Yeah. Yeah, my Italian is absolutely trash, but I do know how to pronounce names, so that's good. Ricciuti, obviously on top. Birol second, Krebstad third, and Piazza fourth. So I know how to pronounce them.
Somebody's going to help me. Somebody's going to save me. Everybody in the chat's going to be like, thank God somebody can pronounce drivers' names because Biggles can't.
Well, I'm coming in here with not a whole ton of practice on pronouncing the names, but luckily enough, I am multinational myself. My dad's from India. My mom is from Texas. So I've learned a little bit of culture.
Speaking of India, I mean, going to a little bit of a culture, of course, the World Cup cricket is on the T20. And that was a cracker of a match between India and Pakistan the other day, too. So if you do like a cricket, check that one out.
And it's a grudge match, if you think about it, too.
Yeah, of course. Two of the best cricket teams on the planet. It's like Australia versus England. And a cricket matches, Pakistan and India. Yeah, if you do like your cricket, check it out. The last two ovals, the last two, what are they called? Overs were just crackers. You want to see matches come down to the wire. That's exactly what happened. Just like Dakota match. Dakota race, of course, on the weekend was fantastic. I mean, was that almost an overtake per lap? No.
It was quite a few. It was pretty intense. Definitely produced good racing. There's some good racing right there. Richardson, big hit into the wall. That rear bumper, just saving him
no limits racing, mate.
Yes,
to the track limits into the fence. Harkin, of course, keep an eye out for the Norwegian flying in this championship as well. Kevin Barber, of course, is just sneaking up the road there. Look at this purple starting to come in right now. 7 minutes and change into our 20-minute qualifying.
Yeah, we're starting to get some much faster times up on the boards right there. Obviously, if you look at first and second place, they're separated by just 0.06 of a second. So that is the type of gaps that we love to see. It means that we're going to get close racing once the session actually does start. Now, this section that we are watching Tatman go through, it's also a very complex section. That is a turn 4-ish. It is very common to get people out there, as you're very likely to lock up coming over that crest. So
sounds to me
issues.
Sounds to me like you should go on. Oh, a spinner there from Hawkins, so he's pushed a little bit. Oh, wow, what a recovery!
Right?
Pointing in the right direction. Doesn't even take out one of the markers. Absolutely doesn't. He saves Styrofoam to live to see another day. Lets the drivers through. Well, the Norwegians, mate, they're cool, calm, and collective, aren't they? I'm sure his heart rate might have just increased by about 10, but he's still cool. If you want to go on board with somebody, it would be fantastic. You can give us a hot lap guide, I guess, around Barber.
Absolutely. I would love to. So we are on Kevin Barber, probably one of the best to look at, obviously, as he goes through that tight section I told you. He did not lock up. He made it look very nice and tidy, super easy. Now, this part right here, it's a flat-out chicane, turns 9 and 10. It basically extends that back straight you see to a nearly mile-long straight, which otherwise would have been, separated by two corners. And that's Kevin Barber over pushing into the blind corner. Destroys IndyCar.
Can one of the drivers out there, if you're listening, say hello? Can somebody give us a hot lap where you don't crash, please, at the moment? I know it's only qualifying. Something would be good.
That's the beautiful thing about qualifying.
All right, Kevin will do it, mate. That's courage. Look at this.
And he is, where is Kevin Stam right now? He is, yep, I see exactly where he's at. So let's see how Kevin makes this lap. He's coming around turn 3, going into that second straightaway that you have. He's going to be braking hard right at that 1 marker, and he's going to be blind over that hill right there where people always lock up, but he doesn't. He keeps really calm on the curb. That's exactly perfect for the track limits. You want to get those right tires just barely up on the curb, but not too much, otherwise you're really going to unsettle that car. Looks clean through the chicane. He's going to be flying through. That's another, that blind corner right there is what we saw catch Barber out. You see how committed you have to be just to nail that. And this double apex is so hard too.
Oh, that's difficult. You can see you got to get out. You get out too on the grass. This is Brands Hatch on steroids, isn't it? This track. It's amazing.
This track is another level. It's got tons of blind corners. The elevation changes. It's only 80 feet. Like, it's not a ton. Don't get me wrong. But where they are is the key to how entertaining the racing becomes, because all of those elevation changes seem to be right when you're about to approach a corner. None of them ever happen on a straight, which is what makes it so fun.
We yet to see a driver actually we've ever been on board with actually complete a full lap around here without making a mistake. Yeah. So what are we going to expect for the race?
I think we're expecting some carnage for sure. I mean, we're on Andy Chapman right now. Let's see what he can do. I'm sure he'll set down a pretty solid lap. I'm not too worried about it. He is coming around. It's looking like... where is he? Oh, I see exactly where he's at. Middle of the track.
I can't believe they actually managed to get these IndyCars around this track, considering how many tight, twisty turns there are. It's just amazing they can. They are doing it, of course, and 106 timed the best. Yeah,
it's very tight. I will agree. But he, Andy Chapman's making it look pretty easy right now. He's sitting at a 107.269. He still has more than a second to the good to improve to get up anywhere near Piazza, which that is a seriously good time. 106 flat that's quick on this track. Very quick.
We're seeing the foreigners invade the US tracks really at the end of the day. Apart from Kevin Burrow.
They do seem to do pretty darn well, don't they? I mean, Kevin Burrow obviously holding down the championship as of right now, but only by such a small margin. If we do want to take a mention at those championship standings, if I recall correctly, Kevin Burrow is only leading the championship by 13 points right now, which can be, taken out in a single race, no problem.
So this is crucial for him right now to get a good result, at least here in this track, to try to continue his championship hopes.
Yes, very crucial. And the one that is pressuring him is Favre. And in third is Richardson, who's only 2 points behind Favre. And right behind that is Grebstad, who's only 2 points behind Richardson. So there's really 3 people vying for that championship lead spot to try to take it away from Kevin. And I think all 3 of them have a chance to do it at either this race or next.
Yeah, blink and you miss it, perhaps. And if our fantastic producer there we all know who he is, Mr. Gerald, of course. And what we have about just over halfway through our qualifying at the moment. How many more races do we go in the season there, Mr. Producer?
Yes, race number 6, which means we've got 4 left. So we are coming to an end very shortly in the next 4 weeks.
Oh,
as Kevin makes his way to the end of the...
Yeah, Kevin Burrow just destroyed his car. But he did put it on pole, or provisional. Look at that. A 106.053, just 0.02 of a second better than Piazza, which, hey, 0.02 is enough to take that position. That's a great lap from him, too. I have another fun fact about this track. You ready for it? So, for those of y'all that are brand new to Barber, you'll probably notice when you're seeing some of these cameras, you'll see little sculptures in the background, like spiders or random, just like literally random sculptures. It's made by this one artist who keeps getting commissioned to just continuously put in very random sculptures in this track, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's what's really fun about it. Very silly thing about Barber. But yeah, that's another little fun fact about Barber Motorsports Park. Pickles, I don't know if you're still there or not. Ooh, we do have Paolo going off. We're going to reset the track. We're going to go and check out Kevin Stam as he's coming out of the pits. These Indy cars, man, the fact that they, as Biggles was pointing out, the fact that they're able to get around this track so well, with how undulating and tight the corners are, is honestly quite phenomenal. I know where they're really going to shine is that back straight between turns 8 and turn 10, that gigantic straight with that little chicane in it. That's where they all really shine. So I'm excited to see when the race does start to go down. We're going to see them put some pressure on each other. I'm looking for some very clean racing. Right now, the top 7 all within 7/10 of each other. That's good. We like seeing that.
Back, apologize about that one. My neighbors popped in to make sure I check them out, helping them for their Halloween decorations. Of course, Halloween's coming up soon, so
Oh, so kind.
ghouls and ghosts. Maybe some of the drivers will be scared on track this evening as they have to make their way around all these corners, of course, with just under 5 minutes to go for the qualifying. And it seems to me, my friend, that I think a nice front row would be pretty well suited to start a race around here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now, I think that we do still have a little bit of shakeup to happen in those top five. I don't know if Kevin Birrell is going to hold down that pole position spot. I don't know. I've just been seeing a lot of other people start putting in some decently good sectors, and I'm thinking that Kevin Birrell still realizes that he's on the bubble. I mean, the top three are all within 400ths of each other.
Yeah, and on top of it, remember too, because it's not a oval, and that's right, you have to turn left and right around this track multiple times, of course. You're going to have some push to passes. We have 10 push to passes, and Kevin's now on the fire, as you can see, lighting up purple sector 2. So it wants to try to defend this potential pole position. Kevy, it's Kevster time. It's USA time at home here in Sweet Home, Alabama. We're on board right now, Kevy. One more sector. Can he hook it up? Can he get it into the 105 clubs? We'll find out after the short commercial break. Sponsored by?
Our sponsor, Digital Motorsports.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You called it. Kevster time. Couple more corners.
That's what we can do. And does improve significantly.
He got the 105 club. There it is. Bang.
Wow.
Lick that and stamp it and send it, as Daniel Ricciardo would say. Kevin, well, you are the new Daniel Ricciardo, my friend.
That was a gorgeous lap, too. Oh, my gosh. A 105. What I think really stood out as we were looking at his onboard, the way he came across that double apex turn in turn 14, he used the track limits as efficiently as possible, and he was back on the power so aggressively. And what's amazing is you have to get back on the power out of that corner, going into the last corner, while you're going downhill. So you have way less grip than usual, too. And he just did it so perfectly, just absolute textbook, and hence why he had 2/10 of an improvement.
And as a USA driver at home, that's going to be the one you want to do. And I believe Aiden Young, of course, the other US driver, is down at P11. But I think he's from upstate New York, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously a little bit further down south than what he usually is used to. Kevin goes up to P5 there for the Dutch driver.
Not too bad.
Hello, Lopez, of course, Beno, the Alpha Henchman there in 759. Neat, Beno, Falabier. Yeah,
I want to hear your pronunciation of everybody's names. I love this.
No, don't do it. The pain.
I think it's great. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Italian drivers, I mean, we've had the Italian drivers actually been translated before, I believe, haven't we, in the post-race interviews, but... yeah, the Italian drivers don't like me, mate, because I like pineapple on my pizza, but we won't go there. We won't go there.
Oh, that's funny.
It's Daniel Piazza and the Dans, the double Ds, the Dan Piazza Dan, 56 car you're watching right now, who is currently going to do whatever he can pull, basically, wrap that pizza oven, mate, slam a pizza in there, and maybe slam your way up into provisional pole or pole position. And sit next to that, maybe Mr. Kevin, and as you're going to roll your way into turn 1 when the race resumes. Well, we'll be resuming, of course, after this short qualifying session. 2 minutes and change. 1 minute change now. But a little bit more it takes to bake a pizza, doesn't it?
Just a little bit more time, yeah. Did you have a pizza for lunch? Is that why you're thinking about it?
No, I haven't had pizza in ages, actually, because I live in a small town, my friend, in a small world. Lonely Hearts, but there is a pizza joint that's been open today. Well, Paulo Lopez loves Portugal. Portugal loves tapas. Portugal has put great Portuguese food there, and Paulo Lopez one of them. He's been around it. He's been around the IndyCar racing quite some time there. From a Formula 1 car switch to IndyCar, and still performs the same way he's done in the past. As you can see, Andy's skidding his way, and
just barely got off the racing line right there.
Yeah,
just in time. Who was that behind?
Anybody's going to beat Kevin's time. Sorry?
You don't think anyone's going to beat Kevin's time? I mean, I
don't think so. Nah, mate, not at home here. Not in Sweet Home, Alabama. It's Kevy time. I mean,
look at Piazza. He's only 300ths away. If someone else can get that close, I think I think anybody else can get that close, and I think maybe
maybe Harkin, but
yeah.
There it is.
Look at the Hamill.
Now, this is an indication of the race to come, but then again, of course, they're going to push to the absolute limits of qualifying because, hey, you don't have to pay for these vehicles in qualifying. They just go straight back to the pits and they get repaired. But during a race, no. End of qualifying. This is it.
That's it.
And you are from the United States of America, my friend, so you should be if you are, I hope you are.
I am, yep.
Yeah, so you should be a proud American right now because you have one on pole.
I am, actually. Kevin Birrell, great pole position for him. And obviously, that's exactly what he needs when it comes to this championship fight that he is in. Favre, way down. Benoit Favre all the way down in 7th. So he is his championship contender right now. And Benoit Favre is going to have a century if he wants to improve. He is, I believe, on a hot lap right now. I'm not sure.
I think it's pretty much done and dusted for most people as Aiden goes spinning. Yeah. Frankie's just going to cross the line. That'll be it. And get those qualifying results up there. So the other the young American driver there of Aiden, of course, is in P11. So that's USA 1, USA 11. And you're in the race, my friend. I believe there too, under the American flag. But you're not driving, hopefully.
Yeah,
driving that's another thing.
I think I accidentally maybe registered myself as driving, so I already withdrew just in case.
Yeah, it's
I'm just gonna, whoopsies. Whoopsies, happens to the best of us, we all make mistakes.
You could be a medical car at the back there and find out what happens, but that is it, definitely, for the qualifying session here in Skip Barber.
That was cool. That was gorgeous. It's funny that you mentioned it as Skip Barber. It's actually nowhere near Skip Barber Racing School.
No?
Is the other
that's different?
It's
okay, so
literally nowhere near. Yeah. It's funny. This Barber Motorsports Park was actually named after the Barber Motorsports Museum. Barber Vintage Motorsport Museum, which houses both the largest collection of Lotus race cars and motorcycles. Just straight up motorcycles in the world.
I gotta go there. Well,
it is gorgeous.
Any store racing will take you for a tour later, but anytime soon, you're gonna see those qualifying results pop up on the screen, courtesy of our fantastic director and producer, and has a new graphics card, so it'll even look even sharper. Second. Yeah, it'll come up and say we're at the mercy of iRacing, but here it is.
Gorgeous for Kevin Birrell. I put it down at 105.827, and just 200ths away from him was Danilo Piazza. Unfortunate for him, but hey, still a great qualifying position in second. Hakon Grebstad in third place. Donano Ricciuti in fourth, one of our privateer drivers. Anti-Stall Racing being represented by Kevin Stam and Paulo Lopez, both right next to each other, actually on the third row in 5th and 6th, respectively. Benoit Favre, a little far away from his championship rival, Kevin Birrell, sitting in 7th. Ella Woot in 8th. Great, actually, qualifying from him. Andy Tapman in 9th as well. And Duhamel rounds out our top 10 at a 106. 107 flat, basically. Beyond that, it's Aiden Young, Boss, Richardson, Feige, Frankie, Lemeray, Homan, and Feuerstein.
Yeah, Mateo, Stefan, and Bott. But yeah, exactly. So you're going to have the primaries and the alternative tires that you're going to have to choose. You're going to have push to passes. And just to elaborate with our race director out there, mandatory pit stops and yes or no. And also, is the safety car AI or safety car manual?
Mandatory pit stops with a mandatory tyre change, and it is an AI safety car tonight.
All right, so we're at the mercy of the safety car gods here. And red flag conditions as well, too. So if we get a massive pile-up, is there anything that's going to indicate if we get 4, 5, 6 cars will just destroy each other into a couple of turns? Is there going to be a race restart, or we're all green flag to go?
It's all green flag, although the safety car can be called out manually. Generally, we will do that if there's more than 3 cars in a collision.
All right, and then, of course, let's thank our fantastic stewarding team this evening. Do you know who they are?
Yeah, we've got George and Ule tonight. So George, obviously our normal race director, and Ule stepping in to do a bit of looking at all the incidents that go
He's
on.
going to have to look tonight, mate, and he definitely, I'd imagine George is going to need a little bit of help in their stewarding room because they have to review a lot of these incidents that are going to happen. We've seen it during the qualifying session. And so, obviously, we may very well hear from George when he gets 5 minutes to chat to us. as they're doing their warm-ups right now, because he likes to pop into the booth there, and we love him to pop up in the booth. We'll get these notifications, of course, on the screen. That will be cars investigated and so forth and so forth. And I guarantee there'll be a few of those this evening. What there, Eli?
I'm sure there will be with such a tight racetrack. It's almost guaranteed. And another thing that I think we should thank is obviously our wonderful sponsors, Majors Garage, Digital Motorsports, Abruzzi Raceware, and T-Public. Thank you guys all for supporting us at Anti-Cell Racing and helping us do what we do and making this great racing for you.
And Majors Garage, I mean, they do a lot. And just to elaborate there, Gerald, what you can get from Majors Garage, of course, that have been
sure.
Key sponsor.
So Majors supply setups, but they don't just supply setups. They also have a fantastic Discord community where you can go and ask about the setups and get help with setting up your own cars. They also do a set of free baseline setups as well, which is always a really good starting point if you want to sort of get into tuning up your own cars.
Majors Garage is actually who I use for all my setups.
Oh, yeah, it's true, isn't it? Because,
I love them. So
setups are hard, isn't it? Especially when you get you're loading the track, loading the car, and you've never driven it before. And we all know setups are crucial, and that just saves you how much time? A lot of time, doesn't it?
Honestly, just getting a baseline setup just to start out when you're brand new learning a track, it's a great move.
It's not a way to start up.
Right there?
On Frankie, I believe it was there.
I think it was right.
As a warm-up.
I honestly always throw on a baseline whenever I'm learning a new track because, you know, the setup that the car comes with is, for lack of a better term, almost undrivable. So it's great to just get something on there to help you get the car around. And Majors Garage does an amazing job with the baselines and the pro setups.
It's called the sim for a reason, isn't it? Because it's a sim. And it's a part of you, like, you know, you can't jump in. It's not an arcade game. You're not going to go quicker than everybody else just because you're behind. You got to do your homework a little bit. And that's going to be the absolute key is everybody's bouncing around right now. Mateo's bouncing his way into the fence. You know, they're very, very lucky, aren't they, under these warm-up laps so they don't have to put it back to the garage because I guarantee the engineers will not be happy campers with you if you...
Yeah.
Then again, do you even need an M plate? I mean, we indicated in Kodo, didn't we? If you're in a Red Bull, you don't need an M plate. How important is it for an M plate here in IndyCar?
If I'm being honest with you, it's pretty important. Indy cars are inherently relatively low downforce as comparatively to an F1 car, so they could use every single bit that they can get. But hey, now we get to look at our grid right here. This is going to be such a fun race, honestly. The top row with Kevin Birrell and Piazza. I am hoping to see a little dive from Piazza on the start. He obviously needs to get a great launch to be able to make that happen. But we're going to find out if it's going to cause some trouble on the opening lap or if everyone's going to get through the opening lap nice and clean and a little bit chill. What are you thinking?
I know you're new to Any-Stall Racing, mate. One thing I've seen from the Italians, mate, is that they stick together well. And you have one on P2, one on P4, of course. There's a bit of a difference to have a Norwegian and Kevin there. If they get together and work together, if maybe Ricciardi is going to be the one that's trying to get past the Norwegian driver, and then they can just line a stern there and attack Kevin. That's going to be the key. They work brilliantly. They block brilliantly to corners, of course, and block legally, meaning, you know, allowing no space around. Or if you're going to go bold and brave, you're going to go around the outside. And we've seen how these track limits are. The grass, you're in the fence. Yeah, that's a very good point. I think specifically with those Italians, I think that if Ricciardi can get in front of Grebstad, I mean, I think maybe it's just their amazing national pride that they have together, which is why they stick so well together. I really think if Ricciardi gets in front of Grebstad, it's going to create some amazingly fun racing with both of them putting pressure on Birrell. That's going to be awesome. I totally agree. And Kevin, at the moment, what he needs to do is get the launch of all launches and just worry about those problems behind him as he makes his way through the first couple of corners. And yeah, that's the key. Because the Italians, well, they are been performing brilliantly together. Best team, I would have to say, the Old Dog Racing team, all season long, have proven that, you know, old dogs can teach new dogs new tricks. So I've said that one a few times as well this season. But hey, I'm only putting my casting mouth where they are producing on track, and that's going to be crucial for the rest of the team. I feel for Harkin, of course, there by himself there in the 94 car. He doesn't have any other Scandinavians on the grid to help him out, so all alone, but he gets it done when he needs to get it done. We've got to run. I think Anti-Stall needs to run some more Instagram ads in Scandinavia so that way we can get another one to join up. It's usually the Finnish drivers, isn't it? And Swedish drivers, but you barely see the Norwegians are just rally cross rally experts. We haven't seen a
Yes.
Norwegian driver in Formula 1 in quite some time, but I guarantee they're still quick, of course, because they've driven in most difficult conditions you could possibly find on the planet. He's probably praying for rain. He's praying for iRacing rain at some point in the future.
Yeah, it wants a little bit of slippery conditions. My motorsports hot take is that I personally think that rally car drivers are actually the best drivers in the world beyond Formula 1 drivers. Now, is that a shared opinion by a majority of people? No, but
I agree with that. But I mean, rally's like make one mistakes and you're rolling down a hill upside down 100,000 times.
Now, I also am super biased. I do race stage rally and rallycross in real life, so I am very biased. But still, I think that the rally guys are the ones that are.
We are glad to have you here, my friend, and we're glad to have you cast the very first race for your here, but it's not the first race because it's race 6. But you got to be excited because you have USA at number 1 there, surrounded by the Italian. There's the Norwegian and the other Italian. Of course, look out for the Dutch Army in P5, mate. Get ready for this one.
Safety car about to come in. It is almost lights out. Everybody, get on the edge of your seats. Get ready for some racing here in Birmingham, Alabama, as the drivers cross the final corner, and they are off. We already have a spin in the back. Oh, my gosh. Was that Stam? That's Kevin Stam. Oh, no.
And look at the challenge from the Italians into turn 1. So the Italian 1, 2, and 3, and there's an accident in the background as well.
Ooh.
Whoa.
That's a big one. That's Fierstein and Tatman and Boss. Oh.
There's 3 there as well. And so, yeah,
one's out.
We don't have a caution car deployed. So we are green flag racing. And under attack, of course, because Harkin wants it back right now. There's a spinner too from one of the Italian drivers. Danilo has gone into the fence a little bit.
Danilo Piazza, he just got a little bit too aggressive on the throttle, and that is an easy spot to spin. I think he was probably feeling the pressure, and it made him just make a little bit of a forced error right there. So now we've got Kevin Biro and Håkon Grebstad challenging up at the front. Rich Udy still staying relevant in 3rd place. The other Italian right there. Ooh, Piazza taking some creative interpretation.
Can't even get it. He went over the bumps and they had absolutely no lift, and now he's a little bit of whatever you could shout in Italian right now, I guarantee it's this.
Absolutely, definitely. I think it's a good thing that we don't have access to their radios because it's probably quite.
And look at Paulo Lopez. Paulo Lopez has creeped in there at the moment. You can see that. There's Kevin. There's Harkin. A little bit down. Kevin got the launch he needed to do, putting in hot laps. The Italian driver, one's out, but the other one's there. But look at this. French versus Portugal and versus Italy as they make their way 2, 3, and 4 into lap 2.
Yeah, I do want to point out, Benoit Favre has made up 2 positions already from the start. That's exactly what he needs in this championship fight. He still has a long way to go to get in front of Lopez, Ricciuti, and Grebstad to start challenging against Biro. And with the pace that Biro's showing right off the gate, it's not looking super great for Favre, but it's still, possible. Safety cars and stuff like that definitely shake up a race. And right now it looks like Favre is trying to eye up an opportunity to get past. Obviously, he's not going to be wasting any of those push-to-passes this early in the race. Tons of time left to go here at Barber Motorsports Park, so he's got a lot of patience to display if he wants to get up in front of these guys.
And down the pit lane, it was very, very busy. Kevin Stam. We had Danilo, Ruben, Andy, big names down the pit lane very early in this race, of course, 2 of 60. But yes, if Ted was down there, we'd have to probably cut him off because it was action all over the place. But there's action on this track right now. Lap 3, as you're focusing on the French driver in P4. What's happened here? Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I do also want to point out, Håkon Grebstad actually just set the fastest lap last race. He just gained up on Biro by a couple tenths. So, Håkon's definitely not letting Biro run away with this thing at all.
Race director, if you don't mind, can you put up the Inter times there for us? Just next to the timing tables on the left-hand side of the screen there. As you can see, this battle brewing right there. You got it. You called it perfectly. Even listen, Darren Young, representing the United States of America. He had to lift off, didn't he?
It's such a scary place.
Yeah, the red coats are back, perhaps. I'm not sure. It's obviously USA versus very UK smart. Here.
Yeah, that was smart of him to back out right there before that chicane. I think that if he would have decided to try to power on through that chicane, that would have been bad news bears. He's getting caught up by Frankie, though. Big time. Frankie had massive straight line speed right there. Maybe he was using a push to pass. I really don't think so, but it seemed like he gained a lot of time very quickly over that straightaway.
I got the puns of all puns, mate. I've done it for all season long. It's called Frankie Says Relax. Just do it. It's going to go. But go back to the battle of P4, P5, P6 as well, too, because the Frenchman's in town. And he's like, I've been to Portugal before. It's a beautiful country, but guess what? Welcome to France. Maybe welcome to France.
So deep on the brakes right there. You could see he almost got up in the gearbox. But he decided to actually touch the brake pedal a little bit harder than I think he maybe needed to get the optimal line right there so he didn't crash into it. This is the spot that has everybody locking up. Are we watching for smoke? Nobody locking up over the curb right there. Really great line from 4th, 5th, and 6th. They are looking solid going through this turn 9 and 10 chicane. Like I said, is a flat out, basically turns this into a gigantic straightaway. If people were to be using a push to pass, that's the spot to use it. As you can start out
exit now.
Exits.
No. Yeah, no push to pass is used between these drivers at the moment. Paulo Lopez is just up the road there. The Italian drivers use 1, and behind him is Liam just lurking in the background. 5-second post-pace penalty for the car 25 there for causing. That's Andy Tatman. Andy Tatman, unfortunately, will get a post-race penalty. But for now, let's focus on this action, of course, on lap 5 of 60. A little different racing line that they're taking here.
Yeah, I think maybe they're taking a bit of an alternative racing line just to either conserve a little bit of tire or because they're just battling so hard with each other and they're trying to find a way to get through. I mean, Benoit, like I said, he needs to get through as quick as he can because that gap to Birrell is growing so quickly. There's already more than 5 seconds in it between each other, so he needs to get a move on and get in front of this car as fast as possible if he has any chance.
Absolutely 100% correct. This is where the action is. Obviously, there it is. So Berticiotti is currently in P3, followed by this DRS without the DRS train, of course, here in IndyCar. None of them using pushes to passes just yet on lap 5 of 60, but following their way through this tricky track, of course. Left rights, up downs as well. It looks like a roller coaster, isn't it?
It basically is a roller coaster. I actually like to talk about certain tracks that have a lot of undulation. I call them roller coaster tracks. This is about as textbook of a roller coaster track as it gets. I mean, this braking zone into turn 1, it's downhill, you're losing a lot of grip, and then you're going to go uphill into turn 2. And look at how much speed Favre has over Lopez going into turn 2. It's quite significant. Another blind corner over turn 3, and there's going to be a really hard braking for turn 4 hairpin. It's a widening out hairpin. It's very, very interesting. You do go downhill as you exit it too, so it's a very easy place to lock up your brakes if you are trail braking, which everybody is, obviously. And then we're going into this blind section. I'm just waiting for a big lockup right here. Somebody goes over the bumps wrong. They're going to have a big lockup. They're flying off into the gravel, and I'm waiting for it.
You are really trying to throw those casting curses out, mate. You used a few of them during the qualifying session, okay? Hold off, all right? We're already 6 of 60. You got a few up your sleeve.
Oh,
Keep an eye in the background there. The Frenchman putting pressure right now. He's trying, isn't he? How do you get the overtakes here?
It looks like he's not using his push to pass, so I don't think he's trying too hard. I think he wants to see if he can just do it on raw pace before he tries to use some, augmented speed that these cars can give you. And I think he's got him on raw pace. He just needs to find just that right moment where Lopez makes a slight mistake. I think those spots are going to be right here, turn 2, where it seems like the entry for Favre is significantly better than Lopez's. That, and also out of that confusingly difficult section downhill through the curbs, turns 7 or so.
If you see his picture, of course, there right next to his name there, the 759 car that we're focusing on, that man is in uniform. He's in his sports gear. He's got his helmet. I'll tell you what, he is driving exactly like his picture's representing it, isn't it? As they say, which is...
That is true.
Are 1,000 words, right there. Pitches are 1,000 milliseconds per lap for the French driver. Virtual drivers by TX3 are trying to find their way around the Portuguese driver, but we all know Paulo Lopez been around the block a few times, been around many seasons now of any store racing, and he's not an easy camper to get past.
Yeah, it looks like he's putting up a pretty solid defense. He's been using up all the racetrack that he needs to prevent Favre to get in front, but he also isn't using up so much to the point that it's unfair. It's very, very awesomely clean racing. And actually, it looks like Paulo Lopez is gaining a little bit on Ricciotti, the Italian old dog. So, we're all talking about how Favre is trying to get in front of Lopez, but obviously Lopez, I don't think he really cares about what's behind him. I think he cares about what's in front of him.
Yeah, he's basically like, what was it, Fernando Alonso, wasn't it, when they need a rear mirror?
Oh, yeah, when he lost his mirror?
Replay. Yeah. What's happened? Andy
Tatman. Let's see what happened right here. It goes over. Crest. Is this just maybe a mistake?
Andy Tatman, yeah, you can see the swing of the car in here. There it is.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little early. He wasn't on the absolute apex, but Andy's not struggling right now here. United States of America in Birmingham. Right now, still struggling, of course, is Benny to find his way around. Benny, of course, says, look at that fighting Toto spirit wolf motivation. And, well, then again, he's going to get maybe a few boos there from the Alabama audiences there if he does get past the United States driver there of Aiden Young. That's the thing. But I'm sure Benny can just shift a little bit more so those revs can drown out the audiences here in the United States.
Well, luckily enough, this track actually doesn't even have any permanent grandstands. They're all temporary, so I don't think there are too many people in the audience to boo him. That's lucky.
We have
That's a
like
little fun
100,000
fact
people
also about this
online
track.
watching from the United States of America and the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching.
That is a good point.
Benny's fighting spirit, and Benny's on way up into the clouds up there at the moment, mate. It feels like I'm back in Indianapolis if you're going to try the High Line.
Yeah, that did not quite work out for him. I kind of did, actually, in a certain
Get
way.
back to the French driver and P5 at the moment, putting a bit of a challenge as well, mounting. There it is. Oh, there's one way to go over a chicane, and there's another way to go over a chicane.
I've noticed that Lopez has taken that line over the chicane, I think 3 times now in a row that I've watched him do it. He really cuts over that thing. I'm wondering if he's getting, instant warnings or not. I don't think he is. I think it's still fair, but he's really using every inch of the
He's
track
going to need
just
to use
stay
my
in front.
chiropractor if they keep going over those, like your back hurts. Remember, you're laying down in these cars, okay? You're not sitting upright like we are in our chairs right now, or standing even. You're laying back, and your back hurts. Here we go. Final run down the main straightaway. Can he get anything done? Is he going to sneak one up the inside? Absolutely not. He realizes, hey, we have 50 laps to go, so I'm not going to be that bold and brave.
Well, speaking of bold and brave, I mean, he almost had an opportunity right there if Lopez would have had a slightly worse exit. Obviously, going over that blind hill right there. I think that this is about time for Favre to throw on a push to pass pretty soon, because I think he needs to get in front of this car soon if he has any
where do you
chance of
use
getting up on
them?
that
Because
podium.
there's not many straightaways in it all, is there? Maybe here?
Your best chances right after the
Benny on the inside of Aiden Young there. So Germany getting ahead of the United States driver. Aiden Young, of course, is like, hey, I'm still young, my friend, but hey, I'm going to outlive you in motor racing. Benny's
This
like,
is
I'm
scary
going to
right
teach you. Can this work? Can it work?
I knew it was going to be scary. Oh, it was very smart for Young to back out of that one.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Feige, brave and bold.
Hey, he's
just
young,
had
my
the
friend,
trust.
but he's interesting. Go back to obviously in P5 there for the French driver. That's the mount. Aiden Young, I think that's very, very clever. I mean, young drivers like young Max Verstappen and all that sort of stuff used to take crazy risks like that. Aiden Young, congratulations, my friend. That was a great way to save your race and not destroy both people into the fence. I like it.
Yeah, I think that section where they were trying to go too wide in there, I think Feige knew that, like, hey, it's either a crash or I'm getting through. And I like that style of driving. I think that's the type of driving that gets you wins. And
Yeah, mate, because you
obviously
got
just got him in
50
position.
laps left, right? So, I mean, you don't want to risk it for the biscuit on one corner and one lap.
Mm-hmm. And I think he knew that Aiden Young was going to take the move to back out. And we're still back on Favre and Lopez. Favre is getting closer and closer and closer every lap. I think if he gets a good exit right here, he uses a push to pass, he's got a moment. This is the spot where you should be using a push to pass if you're going to use it, coming out of this corner, because you've got that flat-out chicane, that flat-out left-right turns 8 and 9, which
Why
is
are they
the
saving
best
it?
place.
Can we go on board right now with the French driver, of course, there? I want to see what his perspective is. Because all he's staring at the gearbox of Paulo Lopez from his perspective, and that's hard to spot your braking points. Will he use a push to pass? No, he's going to take a little bit of an outside line there. It's difficult in the dirty air. And just to think when you got a little bit of a straightaway, nothing's going to happen here. This is the only straightaway you're ever going to get, main straightaway.
Yeah, it's the only real straight. There's technically a little bit of a straight coming off of the chicane in the back and also right before it, but it's not very long. This one, the main start-finish straight, is the big one.
But they're not using the push to pass, as you mentioned. No, they're saving it. We've seen it before in the past, haven't we? We've gone, we're 1/6 of the race through here, and barely anybody's used push to pass, apart from Frankie's used a ton of them.
Yeah, Frankie's used a few. Oh, I saw some smoke in the back. Did you see that? Oh, that was Lemeray. Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's happening,
Lemeray.
Mateo?
It was over that spot where I told you, hey, people start getting unsettled. But then he actually got back in the power just fine. Does he touch grass right there? What happens to him?
Yeah, he's got a car behind him, but he has crashed, so I presume
it's the
he's entered
chicane.
here. Yeah, too deep. Tried to correct it, and the rear's going to slip now.
Yeah, it's gone. And
Yeah, there it
get
is.
Back on track. Ooh,
No,
that's a big one.
that's a heavy impact. Bang. Mateus felt that a few times before, but glad he's wearing his helmet. You can see in the picture. So
Yeah.
he'll be okay. He'll be safe.
Yeah, he should be all right. Well, a little bit, yeah, I'm surprised these guys are still going at it,
find a way around. I know Paulo Lopez is like the blocker of blockers at the moment. He's obviously, this has now turned into an American football match, hasn't it, here in the United States of America? It's gridiron right now.
Yeah. Are you a fan of American football?
Absolutely, I understand it. I like it, but I don't understand it. But I do understand blockers and challenges and whatever it is, and we can see it right now. The way they just slice their way through there. Hey, the shortest line is the quickest line, isn't it? But at the moment, French driver can't do anything about it. Not using the push to passes as well as you'd mentioned he should.
I think he needs to be more impatient. I think he needs to just start getting a move on there and get in front of Lopez, because if he doesn't, like I said, dude, he's just watching that championship leader just fly away from him slowly but surely. I mean, now it's like 10 seconds between the two of them. That's huge. That's very, very, very hard to catch up.
That's what Stevie says out there in the chat at the moment too. At the moment, exactly. If I say at the moment again, my virtual coach will kill me. But Kevin has got a massive gap there to the Norwegian driver. But this is where the action adds at. And I wonder if you're thinking in the team like, okay, we at the box at some point soon. Are we going to be held up? I don't know. Frankie's used a ton of push passes trying to catch the back there of the Dutch driver of Leon. You mentioned one of your favorite drivers who's on the back there of Alex. P6, 7, and 8.
Leon's putting on a pretty solid race today, sitting in P7. Not too bad. He's within striking distance, relatively, of Alex Richardson. These cars obviously so fast that when you get it right, you start making up time really quickly. And when you get it wrong, you lose a lot of time really quickly. So if Alex Richardson makes a slight mistake, that's going to open up the door for Leon to really get up in there. Look at the way Leon takes that corner, but I think Frankie took that as textbook as possible.
And maybe there could be a challenge for P4. Still, I mean, get excited because you look at those time deltas, but still nothing that the French driver on the 759 car can do at the moment. He's sitting in the back there of Portugal going, I've been to Portugal before, my friend, but I don't want to go to Portugal here in Alabama. They get past Portugal. But he can't, because Paulo Lopez is just a machine when it comes to defense.
Yeah, he needs to get a move on. I mean, look at how close he is through turn 2 right there. Like I said, he keeps getting such a good exit and a good entry into it as well. But it's not good enough.
He could use a push to pass at least. Try something.
Oh, man. I saw him posturing. It looked like there might be a move. Maybe that posturing did make Lopez take an alternate line. Ooh.
He saved it. So it's down the fence. He got 8 seconds down the road from Alex. And that means his challenge at the moment, Paulo Lopez, is done and dusted. So what can he do? Look at the replay of Benny back here in currently with the German driver. And that's just too fast, too quick in that corner. And bang. He's out of the fence, but his pride is a little bit destroyed. And now you have to think, okay, so Benit as Flavier is going to just maybe try an alternative strategy here right now, because he's dropped the challenge he had to Paulo Lopez. And overcut, well, pit stops are required, so when can he get it done?
Yeah, I think he's going to need to start trying to get a little bit more creative with that strategy if he wants to make a position. I mean, luckily enough, he does still have 6 seconds between him and Alex Richardson, so 5th place is looking pretty secure for himself right now. But after a spin like that, he needs to start getting a little crafty and make his way up there.
Benny wants to get crafty, my friend. On the back there in P11 up the road, we're watching it, of course, on board from Stefan. Stefan can see the orange car of Benny, who's the German driver, and up the road there is Sylvia. So there it is right now. We're on board with Benny, boxing his way, total woofing his way. It ain't no chopper. It ain't no Austria. This is called Sweet Home Alabama, and can it be Sweet Home Alabama? Benny feeds a vault style. Here we go. But still, action everywhere here. Welcome to IndyCar Racing, and welcome along to the casting booth there, Eli.
Thank you. I do feel very welcome. And I also am watching Benny Feige trying to get welcome to get in front of Lazar. I think that Feige has the raw pace to get in front of him. I'm watching the lines that Feige is taking. He's taking a lot more, for lack of a better term, unpressurized lines. He's just taking the normal, proper racing lines while it looks like Lazar's defending a little bit too hard. That's allowing Feige to get in front just a little bit here and here and here every single lap. I think he's going to take him soon.
I'm not seeing the overtakes. We go on board Benny. We can go on board Benny right now. Look at Benny Cam. Coming along, Benny, you can see at the moment rear cam, of course, there, but Benny cam, where can he overtake? Has to lift through there. As you know, the elevation changes, they're not a lot, a couple of 100 meters, but hey, elevation changes, and straightaways, as you'd mentioned, and push to passes, they've saved him.
Yeah, he has been conserving those push passes. Same thing with Lazar. Maybe also Lazar is trying to use them for defense rather than for offense, which that's fair. I mean, he's not in a position to press obviously anybody in front of him. He's 16 seconds behind the other American driver, Aiden Young. So he's got a lot of distance between him and in front. So all Lazar is doing right now is just driving in his mirrors, and that's exactly what Benny needs. He just wants him looking backwards.
And Leon's about to get past. Alex Richardson's gone off track somewhere at the moment, so it's a P6 and P7 battle there. So Leon, as you said, one of your favorite drivers, has gained a ton of time right now, because Alex Richardson has burned a few of those push to passes. Of course, he's got Frankie for company down the road from him, and Frankie's really charging in Spanish style, like a Spanish bull, of course, on the back of the Dutch army there, 77's car. Look at this battling brewing here. This is a battle for P6, P7, and P8 here on lap 18.
They are very close, all separated with just a second and a half, and that can be dissipated in just a matter of a couple corners. Let's see if Frankie can put the pressure on Elowood before Leon can get up on the back of Richardson. I think that Frankie has a better chance of making a pass than Leon does. Frankie seems to have the raw pace right now. Look at that.
Yeah, Frankie is.
Oh my gosh.
It looked like Leon was mounting a challenge at the moment with Alex, but now he's going to be looking at his mirrors. If he has one or two of them left, talk to Fernando Alonso about that one, but at the moment there are two, I believe, attached to his car, and here it is. Because Stefan Hoffman a little bit further back, but Benny is still trying to make his way past Sylvia. And that battle for P10 is still resuming here on lap 19 of 60. We haven't seen pit lane anything in the pit lane apart from the very early days action. So soon, I'd imagine, Ted is going to have to earn his paycheck, but we don't have Ted, of course. We can't afford Ted.
Yeah, Ted's definitely a little bit of expensive commentator to get in here now. Somebody who also is very expensive of a driver is Benny Fagin. Look at him. He's getting so close.
Make a run. Yeah, Frankie and Benny side by side. Yeah, there's many camera angles, unfortunately, but Benny's got to try his final way around. Mate, okay, Coda, producers overtaking two for now at the moment. I'm not quite sure where you overtake here in Barber.
It's a tough spot. I mean, really, your best spots are just to do it into that really tight section that's turn 7-8 area where we saw Young have to back out. That's a really good spot to make a pass, and then also at the end of the big straightaway in the back that's split up in the middle by the flat out chicane. Those are your two spots that really you're going to get the most overtakes. So it's really all in the back of the track. Every once in a while you get somebody who's really crazy and get one into turn 3, that blind right-hander right after the start of the lap, but that's pretty rare.
It's not rare as Kevin leading it by 4 seconds and change down the road, so a big spread. Here we go, back to some action here. Leon under a bit of pressure from a Frankster.
Ooh, Frank is really putting
and they're all behind Alex. It's just leading their own, but Frankie wants a little bit of Dutch courage, perhaps, or bitterballen, I think it's called there in the Netherlands, for a snack, which I'm still yet to try, and I want to try one of those. And Leon's going to be like watching this one back going, Biggles, you definitely need to try that, mate, because it's fueling up my any-store racing car right now.
What's it called? A bitterball?
Bitterballen? Bitterball? I can't even Dutch. Yeah, somebody help me out in the chat, please, but he knows exactly what it is, but at the moment he's not listening to me because he's just trying to cover off.
Ooh.
Yeah, we go, Benster. Outside, inside.
Ooh, it looks like he did it. Benny's through. Great move from Benny.
Yeah, that's going to be something that's represented down the other teams going, okay, we haven't seen an overtake in some time. So
yeah.
Just go back and look at the reel there of how Benster got it done there. And Sylvia.
Yeah, that'd be great. That was Benny Fike getting nice and aggressive. He comes out of that corner, gets an amazing run, and they are so wide away from each other. I think that was the mistake right there from who's got passed. From Sylvia. Yeah, that was the mistake right there. I think Sylvia should have put some more pressure and gotten closer up against Benny just to force him to be a little bit more nervous. But Sylvia gave him all the room in the world, gave Benny all the confidence in the world, and he got through nice and simple.
And on top of it, Eli, he did not use a push to pass doing it. No, there are tire differences, if you don't mind showing us that for the director, because they're an alternative from primaries, and you could explain that one, Eli, as you've been obviously in the United States of America, you're well aware of the Firestone tires.
So what's funny is actually IndyCar is one of the things that I'm not super well aware of, but I do know, if I recall correctly, the alternatives are a little bit faster. Ooh, that's a pit from
Kevster's
Stan.
in. Get
Yeah,
alternative tires. Now, they don't last as long as those primaries, right?
No, definitely not. It's pretty similar to, like a soft first medium type of thing, if you want to think about it like that. If you're an F1 fan, it's very similar.
Hawkins in as well. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're starting to get the pit strategies come into play. Obviously, the people who start on the alternatives are probably going to be pitting first, as Kevin Stam, one of those, Hakon, one of those as well. So people like Rich Udy, Frankie, Young, Lazar, they'll all be staying out for a while. They've still got plenty of time on those tires to go and burn them through.
So the P tires are mediums, right? You would have to say at this point, if you're comparing to F1.
That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to last a little bit longer. That being said, though, if I recall correctly, they are still going to be doing 2 stops. Maybe 1 stop.
At the switch, it's a mandatory compound change, I believe. So that's one thing we all know. As Leon's in at the moment, he'll drop like a stone, of course, under the... Because this racing, believe it or not, has been very, very close. You see on that track map, they're spread out, but, pit stops around here are going to cost you a ton. I actually don't know what the times will cost you here in IndyCar.
Hey, actually, check it out. Like right there, Hakon looking like he's trying to get in front of Aiden Young. They are right next to each other going into that really tight sections, turns 6 and 7, actually. And then we've also got Frankie and Alex Richardson just in front of them, who are still battling out. Frankie just wants to get in front, sitting on those primaries. Technically, quote-unquote, tire disadvantage. Ooh, really wide from Frankie. Very interesting apex line right there. I don't know if I agree with that. Took the diamond line versus the traditional racing line, but it still worked out. Oh, you just muted out for a second. Oh, no. But we did, unfortunately, lose our co-commentator as he was talking about push to pass.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Did you hear us, Biggles?
No, I didn't. Sorry. Go ahead. Oh, here we go.
You muted out for a second. Oh, look at that. There's Frankie.
Yes.
Nice.
That's
Gorgeous.
Candy from a baby. Somebody's trying to call me at the moment. Stop calling me. I'm in the middle of a race. Here we go. But Alex Richardson, now, remember, they still yet to box here in this battle between him and Frankie. The one down the road is more important is Harkin. Harkin has boxed. Harkin has been in the pit lane, changed his boots on the primaries, and he's 7 seconds change down the road from this one. And there we go. Everybody in the pit lane right now. So there's the Italian driver. There is the Portuguese driver.
Yeah, we're going to start seeing a lot of people jump in the pit lanes pretty soon. You mentioned Hakon. You said he was 7 seconds. Now he's already 6.8, dropping down to 6.7 probably pretty soon. Just kidding, backwards. Hakon was making up time really quickly on Alex Richardson. Now Alex Richardson obviously going into the pit, so Hakon's going to get past him quite easily.
Hakon's using push to passes right now, which means he's trying to cover off. Go ahead, the replay here.
We actually have Hakon right here. A little replay from him. I wonder exactly what happened. Did he go through the chicane? No, this isn't the chicane. This is turn 11 and 12. Going up the hill. Oh, yeah, this is an easy spot to lose it. Little bit of grass on the outside of his wheel. It looks like he's a little bit unstable.
I think he's gone wide here. There it is.
Yeah,
he
right there into turn 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. So he's locked up a little bit, but he's gone back on track. What he's done during that is, and Kevin's in for the leader. But I'm telling you what, he burned, pushed the process, and here we have a caution.
Wait, where'd the yellow flag come from? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Was there a crash on track? Maybe somebody already...
So Kevin's boxed perfectly. We'll find out what happens. Paulo Lopez. Is this out of the pit lane entrance? Hit the gas pedal and the car went...
If it's Paolo, that would be so unfortunate.
Oh, no! Why did the car turn in? Now, was Paulo inside the line? I think he was. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was that Mateo that hit with him?
I think it was. Oh,
why did Mateo go that wide? Gosh. This is interesting.
Yeah, that looks like Mateo knows he's coming out.
Yeah. Did Paulo cross the line?
That Paolo didn't cross the line, but he decided to cut back in towards the racing line.
Look at that. See, there is a pit lane exit right there. You can see to your left or right. We're paused.
Yeah.
Now, Paulo can't cross that line until the racing line. We're look at Mateo. Look where Mateo's turning into the racing line. Let's look at this slow motion. This is going to be crucial
Mateo's
for the
taking the proper line.
Yeah, Mateo's lost it. No, Mateo's lost it.
You think so?
Yeah, he turned too early in. You don't turn into a corner when you're Look at the way he's approaching the corner. You can't be approaching it on that direction there.
I think I noticed Mateo start
yeah.
to make the direction change to go back to the right.
But you can't switch it like that. No way. It's not going to work. And that will definitely come down to the stewards on that one. But I'm not a steward. We do have a caution car. There's the investigations. But during that, of course, we've had people box. And Kevin's resumed the lead of this race with that free cheap pit stop.
Yeah, lucky him. And we got Rich Udy still sitting in second, Hackon in third. But look at that. Benoit Favre is in fourth now. He is making up positions, and this safety car is going to be everything that he needed to maybe mount a charge to try to take that lead.
See, the stewards are going to be looking at a lot of ton stuff right now. Hopefully, maybe every once in a while, here in East Story Racing, we get the luxury of getting one of the stewards to come and chat to us, kind of like the old school days of, we all know, F1 stewarding team.
They definitely don't do that anymore.
But we don't put that pressure, of course, on them that they have right now. Michael Massey, somebody going in the pit lane in the background there. So Robin's going to pit lane, Andy's going to pit lane, Mateo's going to pit lane, Paulo Lopez in the pit lane. It's like, how much is this going to cost Paulo Lopez time as well? Now he's really dropped out.
What happened to Kevin Birrell? He just slowed down like crazy and let multiple people pass him.
That's true. Yeah. And DeLeo is also going into the pit lane. So everything is switching around. Now the other Italian driver, believe it, I was leading this race there in the 14 car that had an incident earlier. What is going on?
So you said so Kevin's letting like multiple people go through. Is there a reason why?
Shouldn't be. He didn't get a slow. He has no Stewart's decisions. He's not involved in anything here. No. And he's now having to him and Aiden.
Okay.
A switcher, I guess, allowing cars to go through back here. Kevin's back in the lead of this race, no problem.
Yep.
But the other Italian driver is now up in the P2. And what's going on? I hope you guys are enjoying it out there. And, well, you can enjoy it, of course, if you have some of our fantastic sponsors that you remember, of course. We're not shouting sponsors because they're sponsors. We're shouting sponsors because this works if you use it, right?
Yeah.
Digital Motorsports, agreed. That works.
Yeah, their sim racing equipment is actually pretty solid. Like that's where a lot of people are getting their new Fanatec wheels and stuff like that right now because they actually have stuff in stock, like Fanatec's website. So this is interesting from Benny Feige. Let's see. Phage. I'm pronouncing it very American.
It's all right, but Benny knows exactly, and Benny's focusing on this one. So what's going on here? This is a replay, I believe, on the caution. Oh, that couldn't hit the brake pedal, and I don't think it cost him too much damage there. A little bit of a friendly reminder that Toto Wolff is boxing his way for the number 4 car back into Germany.
Yeah, his wings turned in, or his front wing turned into the fists of Toto Wolff right there.
And mind you, we all know a big sound of silence, of course, for Mr. Dietrich that had passed away, of course, for Red Bull. And Red Bull aren't just a representation, as we all know, just motor race. He sponsored me and my friends for a concert event that we did years ago in Australia, and gave us about $2,000 in cash to put on a rave event, per se,
really?
DJs. And so Red Bull do a lot in the community. And I don't know the man, never met him, never shook his hand. But he gave me a couple of $1,000 to put it on a rave event sponsored by Red Bull. So Red Bull Racing, not just racing, but Red Bull are everywhere. So it's sad, and we will miss you.
Yeah. Wow. I actually didn't know that. That's really cool. You can put that on your CV that you've already had a Red Bull sponsor.
Red Bull will sponsor a lot of things. They sponsor drivers. They sponsor everything, mate. And I'm
true.
sure that legacy will still continue. Rest in peace, my friend. Great legacy. Because people think of Red Bull of the sports drink, but trust me, it's much, much more than that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, always much more.
Back markers are letting through. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So the back markers are going to start getting a move on.
Cars will be allowed to overtake, I believe. We've got Michael Massey saying.
Just a couple of them, yeah. Just the ones that they want to let pass. No, everybody's going to go ahead and get past. This is Frankie coming out of the pits.
Frankie out of the pit lane?
Did he catch a little spin coming out of the pits?
I think so, because you're going to hit the gas pedal, and then nothing going to happen here. I mean, Frankie's gone. There's the pace car. And could he get it? No. And maybe has he had a lift off because he can't pass the pace car?
He didn't. He
Yeah.
technically didn't stay within the lines of the track right there. I think it may have registered as an unsafe pit exit because he went too far to the
Now,
outside.
back to that incident, of course, there between the two drivers earlier, Paulo Lopez and stuff. I have to say, like, I honestly thought that I think Aiden lost it out of the corner and he was spinning into that direction. That was interesting. That's one for stewards. We still know the stewards are working on all those incidents.
Yeah, still working on it. I mean, I'm not going to put my spin on it. I obviously have my opinion, and we're going to find out after the stewards report comes out what who was at fault. I personally think that the racing line does call for you to swing back out wide, and I think Aiden was actually it wasn't Aiden, it was
Haken? I can't remember who it was, but yeah. But what's interesting at the moment, if you don't mind showing race director the push to passes, because they're not being used a lot. They're not being used a lot. We still have like a bank of push to passes for a lot of these drivers here. Look at that. Banks.
We're basically
Alex
halfway through the race. Yeah. Interesting. Halfway through the race, and like barely anybody has used their push passes. Frankie obviously has been pounding that thing. As you can see, he's down only 4 left.
Frankie's probably like relaying to his race engineers are going out. That push the pass button stuck in at the moment. I can't control it. That thing is just clicked in, dialed in. But yeah, as well obviously to Alex Richardson. Yep, here we go. Make it. Welcome to Annie's Store Racing.
Birol launching the grid one more time, comes around the final corner. Where is he going to hit the gas? He hits it very late, and he's on it. We're finally back up into race pace. Kevin Birol still holding down the lead just fine. We don't see too much carnage behind him, luckily enough. No crashes yet, of course. Ooh, there's a little bit of a look up on the inside from Hakon. I decided to back out of that real quickly after the old dog, Ricciuti. So they're going to go over that blind corner. Ricciuti's already putting pressure on Birol. It's going to be done and dusted almost certainly before they even hit this corner. That was an amazing move.
And he used the push to pass as well.
That's why he got it.
Haken's going to use. Haken used 2 as well. Haken's trying to get one. They said we're sick of Kevin in this race. I'll tell you what. The Italian I know has done a ton, but look at Haken here putting the pressure on, and of course Aiden Young and Alex Richardson in the background.
Oh wow, that was a great start right there. I think Hakon almost had an opportunity to get opportunistic and get up in there. Alex Richardson just used another push pass himself. Then he's only down to 5. Trying to get in front of Aiden Young right behind, but Hakon cannot quite make up this gap. Takes a really wide entry into that line right there. They're going to go over this this blind corner to turn 14. They look very tight, very collected, and that's the Italian holding down the lead quite comfortably over Birol now after that safety car restart. I'm sure Ricciuti is throwing a fist up in the air, so excited.
He's exactly. And I'll tell you what, that is we we're talking about using passes, and they did it. He did it at the perfect scenario. The Italians putting representatives. Hawkins goes off in the grass a little bit. Has to be looking backwards. Aiden Young's going to be putting pressure on him right now as well. Into P2, P3. What a race restart. What a race here at Any Store Racing. Guess what? It's round 6, and we have more to come.
That we do. Wow, holy smokes. I thought Hakon was actually going to lose it when he touched that grass. He was way wide of the track. I'm amazed that he kept that thing collected. But he did. He's back up on it. He's back on the power, trying to get in front. He's using a push to pass right now to try to get back anywhere near Hakon, who's now, or try to get back up next to Birol, who's now.
But the Italian driver further back there, putting pressure on Alex Richardson. That's a battle for P5 and P6. Yeah, and the one Italian's making a gain. The other Italian driver wants to make another gain as well. And they're using a few, and Alex Richardson only has a few more push passes to defend. And look at this pressure there from the Italian.
What a
Can he
move
get it
from
done?
Piazza.
It's going to hold them off, but on the outside, boom, boom, boom. Old dogs, new tricks, done.
That was
P5.
Gorgeous. What an opportunistic move from Piazza. That was so perfect. He noticed that Richardson was going wide, going into 14, and he was like, ooh, that is mine right there. I'll take that. He took it. We have somebody's out. Lazar. Silvio. Oh, no. What happened to Silvio?
We're going to replay that one in a second. There's also a battle brewing close between Leon.
Lost couple positions.
Yeah, Leon, the Dutch army's battling. Hey, battle the Dutchess at the moment. Kevin Stam and Leon. And also Stefan Hoffman. So that is brewing for a massive attack there. So 2 Dutch drivers and, of course, Stefan Hoffman in the mix. It's going to be interesting. Let's look at the replay of what happened here.
We're on Silvio right here.
Oh, there's contact.
A little tight.
Net code.
Just DC. Okay.
Oh, no.
That's unfortunate.
He was doing so great as well. Unfortunately, nothing in his powers that be.
Yeah,
Wow.
hooray for ISPs. 11 riders.
Well, it happens everywhere. French driver's on a rampage, of course. There's
Yes, they
Alex
are.
there, and behind him, of course, is, well, we all know who the French driver is. Right there, the 759 car, putting pressure on again and again and again. I think he's got this one.
Right
If
there.
he burns it.
Yep. Oh, just kidding. Hold on, he just lost a lot of pace coming over that crest. Maybe he had to lift a little bit.
He's
Maybe
got
got a little
Benny
bit of
behind him and Kevin.
yeah.
So this is brewing into a massive battle here.
This is very, very close. I think if Benoit is wise with his push to pass right here, if he gets a good exit out of this section right here, he should smash that push to pass and try to get in front of Richardson. This is the moment. Oh, this is the moment. He should do it. But I think he's going to play patience, get through the chicane first, and I'm waiting for it right here. There he goes. Right up in the back.
Gonna use it. Doesn't use it. Doesn't use it.
43.
Yeah, 43 car penalty. And the 43 car will be looking at that one at the moment. But anyway. Oh, on the outside. He's burning it now, right now.
There it
is.
is.
Burn. Of course, into turn one. Alex is in the background there. It's heating up here, and it definitely should be heating up halfway through the race. 32 of 60. And yep, a push to pass works. If you're passing it, with a push.
Oh, Piazza also just got in front of Aiden Young, right in front of them. He just used a overtake or a push to pass himself.
Yeah, Aiden is also putting pressure at the moment there on the Italian driver, which Kevin's also putting on the Italian driver of P1. So battles are brewing all over the track at the moment. We're trying to keep bringing all the action at it needs to be. And of course, we have replays, so don't worry with that one. You don't miss it.
Of course, yeah.
But it's all
so
over the place.
number 43.
Yeah.
Number 43 is Lemeray, Mateo Lemeray. He is the one that was given the penalty against Paulo Lopez for that crash coming out of the pit lane. So you were right, Biggles. It was all Lemeray's fault. He went a little bit too wide.
Kevin's putting pressure right now on the race leader. Kevin gonna be burning something right now down the main straightaway. Not gonna be too late here. Breaking into the one marker. Bang, and the elevation change, and welcome to the roller coaster ride here in Alabama. But the Italian driver is going to try to hold this one off at the moment. This is close, of course. Kevin, I'm a little bit upset that he lost that position, but he wants it back, and he has thousands and thousands and thousands of virtual screaming American fans cheering him on.
Now, I do also want to point out Richie Udy is just barely outside of the championship fight. I think he's kind of still in it, but he is 26 points away from Kevin Birrell right now in the championship. So Richie Udy's still in it. Obviously, he needs to have good races, back to back to back for the next 4 races to be able to have a chance at winning. And right now, if he can beat Kevin Birrell on track, I think that's going to put him up.
And Kevin has not used the push to pass just yet.
No, he's not.
Now, behind him, Harkin's using a ton of them trying to catch up to that battle you're seeing right now on the screen. 9 used from the Italian driver there of Richard Charlie, and 10 unused, perhaps, from Kevin. So Kevin, cool. Well, we should give Kevin the smooth operator, shouldn't we?
Yeah, he seems to be, chilling pretty smooth in his brain. I don't think he's very, impatient right now. He knows he's still got 26 laps of racing to go, tons of time to get in front of Richie Udy, and it's only half a second separates the two, so that's not a lot of time to make up, especially with 10 push to passes.
And they're both on the red Firestone tires of the alternatives, so they have the quickest tires there. So there's what you see is what you get right now on screen. So there's nothing separating these guys apart from one push to pass. That's it. Same performance, same cars, same men, same machine, same track. 34.
I actually didn't even realize that they were both in the same tire. I didn't even notice that. Nice spot right there. Kevin Birrell, I think he's just playing it chill, man. I like that strategy for him right now. Just kind of lock in, save the tires, make sure they last a little bit longer too, just in case he gets that tire advantage. I mean, look at the difference in pace as they come to that penultimate corner and the final corner as well. You can tell Kevin Birrell is definitely faster. He's just being patient with it. A little bit farther down the road though, Benoit Farm and Aiden Young are still fighting down in 6th and 5th. If you want to show up, race director.
Yeah, we have to say at the moment because I don't think Kevin's going to make a run yet. We'll just see, just for a second or so, see if Kevin makes a little bit of a... I think Kevin's happy to stay back at the moment. Yes, he will.
Yeah.
So go back to that battle if you don't mind there, race director, because the French driver is definitely trying to bring it to the Americano driver there of Aiden Young.
Wow, Benoit Favre trying to just turn Aiden Young into a meal of bone marrow right now, a delicious French dish, and I think he's going to get it done pretty soon. Benoit Favre is really reeling him in big time, put him on a fishing line, and he's just bringing him closer and closer and closer, corner after corner. Benoit Favre gets a good exit out of here. If he does, it's going to be on. I think it's on right here. Benoit, if he wants to be aggressive, he can go for it on a push to pass. I think
you got to give it to Aiden, but Aiden's a young gun, of course. He's casted with us here at ASR. I'll tell you what, Cool Karma Collective, and you got to remember, he's got probably a few less laps around the grid and many tracks there but now it has for the French driver. So if this is the future of Aiden Young, and hold off a massive machine like this, I don't think he can hold him off too much longer right now.
Oh no, look at that.
Yeah, the French driver's going to take a run here.
No, he stays back. Wow, I'm surprised with how patient Benoit has been. I think it's smart he's being so patient, but look at how much pressure he's putting on Aiden Young. And it is, as you're right, very impressive how Aiden Young can take this pressure in strides and not be too affected by it. There it goes, down the inside. He's going to make the dive very early, done and does it. That's a great move from Benoit.
A smart from Aiden, I have to say. Patience is key, my friend, because you have years up your sleeve, remember? Benoit is only going to get older. You're only going to be a little older, but you're going to get him later on in the future to come. And back to that battle course is brewing. Aiden's, well, put it this way, a lot younger than you and me, my friend, so that's fine. Kevin and P2 putting pressure once again on the Italian driver. Where's the other Italian driver? Well, the other Italian driver, of course, is running all the way back in P4. That's not too bad, of course. That's about behind.
Yeah, all the way
ahead of that battle. We saw.
Yeah,
here we go.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin's psychological games here on the Italians?
I think so. Yeah.
Is he saying, shouting in his microphone, going pineapple pizza, pineapple pizza, pineapple pizza, just trying to annoy the Italian driver? I don't know. Whatever it is, they're not using push to passes. If you show the push to passes at the moment there, it's 9 to 10. So they're not using them just yet. But plenty of motor racing to go. I believe we are down to about 24 laps to go.
Yeah, we got tons of time. I think Kevin is, like I said, he's just playing the patience game. Maybe he's waiting for a mistake from Ricciuti, and he's just expecting one at some point.
And Kevin Stam makes an overtake.
Ooh.
Go back at Kevin Stam and Alex Richardson. So
look at that.
Keep an eye on the background there.
Kevin Stam. Yeah. Ooh. That's gorgeous. Tommy. Yeah, Kevin Stam almost got taken past again by Elowood, but
it's UK brewing up the battle against, isn't it? Again, so well, it is the Dutch versus the United Kingdom. We don't have to go back to the 1600s to bring that war back into play, but best of friends right now on track.
Kevin Stam, I'm honestly amazed by how close he's keeping it through that chicane section. He was right up on the gearbox of Richardson, and that is so brave and so trusting of another driver to be that close through that section.
He should be popular in the United States, of course, because Dutch did fund the War of Independence here as well in the Americas. Let's get back to history. But, of course, Kevin's going to put a bit of pressure at the moment too on the race leader. Still. Sorry, Kevin. That overtake is done. We'll go back and replay that one in a second.
Yeah, Kevin Stam did just get past Alex Richardson, actually.
Yeah, look at all the difference there between the Kevstar in town. The Italians try to deny them. Hey, there's probably more Italians in the United States of America than there are in Italy right now. But I'll tell you what, there's one Italian on track right now that needs to defend the Kevstar leading the championship.
Yeah, Ricciuti is doing a great job on defending, too. I'm honestly so impressed by how cool, calm, and collected he's been through this attack that he's been enduring. I mean, I haven't seen Ricciuti really make much of a foot wrong. He's been seeming like he's just taking his normal racing line, not trying to be, too cheeky and that kind of stuff. So he's looking good.
From Leon, we like you, Leon.
Go wide.
Yeah. Lay off the grass, my friend.
Yeah, right in turn 14. I mean, it's an easy spot to go wide.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I pick on drivers because I can't even do a one lap around them. So I just appreciate the fact. But Kevin, what is he going to do, my friend? Because he has yet to use a push to button. Does he even realize there is a P2P button on his wheel? Does he even realize it?
This man is winning the championship, doesn't even realize that the push pass exists. Imagine.
No, it's got to be somewhere. He hasn't used it yet. And of course, up the road there. And Ricciardi has not used, he's used one. And I'm sure he's got 9 ready to go to defend. We're 39 of 60, mate. We are getting into, hey, school's going to be out for summer. This is the time you need to start working on your, getting to the bus and on time and get your way home. Oh, pit lane. Kev's gone in.
Yep. He's going to get off his alternates, and he's going to make his last pit stop. Guarantee you this is the end of pit stops for Kevin Beal right now, and he's going for that undercut. I think that actually is a great move to get in front of Rich Udy, because obviously Rich Udy is going to have to make a pit as well. Kevin Beal will... I'm almost certain he'll have to make a pit as well. If he was running on the Reds, there's no shot he's going to make those last for the rest of this race. No way.
The Reds, of course, the alternative tires you mentioned a little bit. So he's going to get out ahead of he can drive through the pace car. Oof.
Yep.
You love that you can drive through the pace car.
Hey, that Porsche is channeling its inner Halloween its inner Halloween. It's a ghost right now. Yeah.
Ooh, scary.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I'll take an Aston Martin over a Porsche for a pace car, but it is what it is. So he drops down to P8 right now, but he's got clean air to put in those more laps, isn't it? You expect to see him. As Harkin is pushing the pass right now. So Harkin in P2, even though he's 4 seconds to change, he's burning through the push to passes. Now, is this a strategy from the Norwegians? They're pretty clever. Remember, Norway is generally voted as one of the top 3 countries in the world to live in. I'll tell you what, to drive in a car under a Norwegian flag is something you also want to do.
Yeah, I think Hakon's probably just playing the move of just basically keep away from Piazza, just trying to stay away from the pressure. Because, look at this. Piazza, on a couple corners throughout this track, he'll gain a 10th here and there, but then...
he's in the primaries too, mate, so he could go to the end.
Yeah, I think Hakon will go to the end. Yeah, I think that's also why he's burning all of his right now, because he's like, I'm going to stay out for the rest of that race. So,
playing and this Norwegian driver has been very, very smart and clever during the season, of course. But it ran 6 into it, but he's won races before, and he knows how to earn a podium. So I would keep an eye on him a little bit later. But the key is, as you mentioned, isn't it? He's burning another push to pass right there. You don't see it on screen, but he's down to 1. So he's pushing. So the Italian driver in the number 14 car up the road there, 3 seconds and change, has to box it, you believe, right? Of course, because he's in the primaries.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain Doriano is going to have to box. So that being said, if Rich Udy does make a pit stop anytime soon, Kevin Beal will have been out for multiple laps on fresher tires with quite potentially a pace advantage. Let's notice Rich Udy just posted a 108.582. Once we get down to Kevin Beal, we're going to figure out exactly how fast his lap was. That's what I'm curious about. 108.582 is the reference. If Kevin Beal is significantly faster than that, that means the undercut is working great for him.
I also give it to Aiden Young as well. Now, we don't know if Aiden Young's going to have to box, but Aiden Young, of course, the other American driver, he started 6 positions down, running currently in P5, representing the old USA of Americas. So good on him. I would like to see him produce a great result. There you can see the lap drivers at the moment. Blue from Benny's down, a lap down. That's what it is. Haken now, banned, done. No more push to passes available.
No more.
The Norwegian driver.
Now, I do want to mention Kevin Beal. I did see his lap time pop up. It was a 108.0. So he is a whole half a second faster than Rich Udy right now on those fresh tires. That is a huge pace advantage. Now, over just under 20 laps.
It goes in.
10 seconds. Oh, yep, there it is. So Rich Udy going to try to cover off, and hopefully that undercut didn't totally take him out. Hakon now leading the race. Piazza in second. Favre will also go in, which means actually I think since it's Benoit and he's French, it'd be Favre will be the technical pronunciation.
So where's Kevin? Where's the Kevstar?
Kevin will be coming out. I'm guessing right in front of Rich Udy.
Kevin Beryl as well. It could go some places. So yeah, the Dutch Kevin and the US Kevin.
The Earl is in front of Rich Udy.
Harkin has Harkin pulled off a miracle of strategy.
He just might have.
And stays out. If you show the tires, now there's alternative tires, of course, for these drivers. Alternative from primaries. Look at that, fresh boots.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Well, that or Hakon will have to go in one more time for alternatives.
Maybe. He's got a 2-second gap that he could lose, but that's a lot of laps, isn't it? So 18 to hold off.
Mm-hmm. We've got Lemonade
Matteo
right here.
getting more screen time as well. Matteo's not having the best races here in Alabama.
Unfortunately not. Let's see exactly what happened. Did he just get on the grass under braking? No. He seems fine. Oh, it's probably
His teammate behind him as well too. Hopefully they're spotting each other. Yeah.
Oh!
His teammate went off. I thought his teammate felt like sympathy for him. I thought, you spin, I'll spin for you. We're teammates, right? Anyway.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. I think
Leo
we just compromised the line. Ooh.
Alex is in.
Yep, everyone's making their pit stops right now. This is the final pit stop moment of the race. And those that are going to be on the Reds coming out are going to be on massive pace advantage for the last 17
Kevin
laps.
Stam putting pressure right down Aiden Young in the inside there. The Dutch versus the United States of America. We know Dutch have won 2 world championships in Formula 1, but this is not Formula 1. This is IndyCar. Can he hold off? Aiden's going to come back. No, Aiden says, I'm sorry, my friend. No, he can't get it done. Kevin gets it done. P2.
Aiden did the exact same thing that he did earlier in the race when he decided to let the other driver go in front of him right there. I think it was Richardson who was battling last time. Aiden Young's smart to just back out and say, hey, I don't want to cause trouble in this cornering section. It's going to cause trouble for both of us.
He's probably the youngest driver in the grid at the moment. He has the wisest mind inside his helmet. Great job to Aiden Young. Great job. Very, very good. Smart driving, my friend. Win races by finishing a race first, isn't it? That's the key. Look at this battle brewing at the moment there between our French, the French Charger, and he's got the old, what is it, the McLaren livery, of course, up the road there, Stefan Hoffman. And we haven't seen too much there from the German driver, Stefan Hoffman. Stefan Hoffman's been a part of the party all racing long here, but he's got to hold the Frenchman. Ooh.
Ooh. They're still going at it. Benoit is really, really close to Hoffman. That is...
we used to push to pass. We used to push to pass. About 7 and 8 push to passes between them, I believe. So they're saving them for the last minute.
Look at that. Takes the wide line. Going to the entry, and look at how much better that entry and exit is for Benoit. This is the spot right here. He goes, takes the wide line, and it's going to be down the inside. Almost certainly going to be done and dusted prior to the corner. It is so easy for Benoit. He makes it look like he does that every single day with his warm-up push-ups. That was so simple.
Hucker's gone in as well, so Hucker could not hold off on the primary tires. Yep. So Kevin now should resume the race, lead this race. Aiden Young still holding on. Where's Kevin?
Kevin's goes in. Aiden Young probably going to go in pretty soon, too. But Aiden Young is going to be leading the race. Aiden Young. Oh, that must feel great. That must feel great for Aiden Young right now.
Yeah, mate. Once again, he could be the very young person that's teaching old dogs new tricks, isn't he? We'll see.
I do want to point out, did you notice that Rich Udy is on the alternatives versus Kevin Barrows on the primary? So Rich Udy has a chance to get back.
So Hacker goes and takes tires. You can see they jacked them up. Look at the pit lane. It's been pretty busy. Pit road. Goes out and has he spun out of the pit lane. That's the thing, isn't it? Cold tires and very warm Norwegian heart.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. No.
That is heartbreaking.
Oh, no. Yeah. But he knows it. It's his fault. And, you take one, win some, you lose some. Yeah. Aiden Young has to be very happy. Look at that.
Ooh.
Incidents. Post-race penalties.
We've got number 25 and number 14. Unfortunate between the 25 ignoring a blue flag and got a 5-second post-race time penalty. You said Doriano was number 14, and it was who else was number 25? Yes, Andy. Unfortunate.
Now, can Aiden Young, the youngster, the young American, believe it or not, America's winning this race here in downtown Alabama. It's 1-2 for the Americans. Believe it or not, yes, it is. The only 2 American drivers on the grid, and apart from you, my friend, aren't driving. But Aiden Young up the road there by 3 seconds and change, but he's on older boots. But then again, he's got Kevin that wants to win this race on the primary, so alternatives versus primaries. But look at this. You're only down to 14 laps. Now, lap time wise, you got to gain about half a second lap. You wouldn't be making any influence on this. Can Aiden Young win this race and prove to everybody else that the young Americans back in town? And what a place to be here. No.
Well, I do want to point out Kevin Barrel is reeling him in like big time. Every single corner, it's like a 10th here, 10th there.
He's gone in, he couldn't hold it. Oh, no.
I told you it was going to happen. I had a feeling.
Kevin back up top then.
But keep in mind, Kevin Birol is defending against Rich Udy, who's on better tires, fresher tires. So Rich Udy still has a serious chance of taking this win. Look at that, 3/10 better of a lap time that last lap.
And on the faster tire. You're right.
Yeah.
And box later.
Rich Udy's got a seriously good chance to still win this race, even though he did get hit with the undercut from Kevin Birol. Now Kevin Birol's just got to put on that brick wall defense and try to block out Rich Udy from taking the pass.
Oh, it's 1.3 seconds, and we have a ton of laps to go. 13 laps is a lot of time. You imagine, just do your math, the 1.3 seconds change down the road, 1/10 a lap. You caught him, but of course you don't catch him on the last lap. You want to be overtaking. Yeah. One thing to catch, another thing to overtake. We'll find out.
Well, I do want to mention, Rich Udy just had 3/10 on Kevin Birol last lap alone. So,
yeah, let's go aboard. Cockpit view of the Italian 14 car and see how it feels to drive a car around Abra. And as fast as you possibly can to know you have to win this race. 13 laps to go, Mr. Director. Let's see. I want to feel how it feels to be in an Italiano surprise. But we'll go back to this battle, of course. Alex Richardson and Aiden Young. Aiden Young came out of pit lane right now, fresh boots. Alex Richardson wants to dethrone the American driver.
Wow, that is so close. Richardson maybe going to take a nose on the inside. He goes for it. What an opportunistic spot. I've seen one of the pass there so far today, but Aiden Young's going to keep up the defense, try to hold him, and they're going to go side by side again into turn one, almost certainly, unless Aiden Young's going to let him go. Is he going to make a dive? Nope, Aiden Young. Almost made a dive for Aiden Young, decided to just let him through and relegate. If Aiden Young would have used a push pass right there, he could have stayed up relevant with it.
He has a few, and mention they both just came out of pit lane, so they have fresh boots. So that is legitimately a great battle you're going to see. Of course, Aiden Young is doing a fantastic job there from the HPSD Academy driver. Teach some old dog tricks, perhaps.
Honda Performance Division.
And Richard Tardy there goes down Kevin there for the P1, P2. Well, getting down to about 12 laps and change to go. Alternatives versus the primary tires. Now we're looking at pit stops. Well, Kevin had boxed, I believe, on lap 39.
We've got Lemray once again.
Mateo getting a little bit more camera action, fortunately for the French driver.
Comes over the hill. Is this going to be the same corner where he spun last time? Oh, no, it is. Oh, no.
Yeah, you see he switched the steering wheel going, do I turn in, do I not? And
yeah.
But he still lives to see another day. Mateo, good to see you back in the race still. Hey, racing is racing. And driving is driving. Hey, tell you what, Kevin's holding off this gap. It's 1.6 to 1.5, hovering. But it's not that drastic. And got to remember, alternatives versus primaries. So the Italian driver has the best boots in town. And Kevin has the 50,000 virtual screaming fans from the United States of America supporting him. We'll see.
Yeah, they're definitely, I think, helping him get some extra pace out of that IndyCar because he does seem to be actually cranking in some of his best laps yet right now on those primaries. That's actually honestly amazing how much he's holding off for Udy. Look at that, 4/10 of an advantage on that last lap alone. That's a huge gap.
And they still have 7 to 6 of push to passes available. So we're 10 laps to go. Guys, guess what? They're non-refundable. Use them. Use them. Okay? You're not going to get them back. It's not like you can just okay, I'll save them and use them for the next race. No, you got to use them now. And will Kevin use them?
I think Kevin's only going to use them for defensive purposes. I don't think he's going to use them to try to, extend gaps at all. I think he's only going to use them when he notices, Rich Udy has a chance at getting past me. My time now. And I'll use it. But otherwise, I don't think he's going to use it. It's up to Rich Udy to be aggressive. But Rich Udy down to
under 1 second. He's still hovering 1.5. He has to realize 10 laps to go. Just 10. He's going to get down to 1.4, 1.3. Now he's got to burn a few. You have to burn a few.
Yeah.
Once again, you can't be wasting them. You want to win this race, my friend? You just have to push the passes. Because Kevy, well, he's got a whole bunch of 7 saved up to defend against it. So you want to get as close as possible. On heat at the moment. 9 laps to go. I'm so glad to be enjoying my first casting of you, Eli, mate. Well, I call your name wrong, but I tell you what, I can't call your casting wrong. You've been doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You too, Biggles. This has been great, man. I'm loving this. Hey, speaking of someone who's loving this, Benoit Favre, excuse me, I said it right this time, sitting up in 5th place. Great showing from him after starting in 7th. He's already made, those 2 positions up. Is he going to try to make a move on Hakon anytime soon? He does have 6 push-to-passes to go, and Hakon's down to straight up 0. So if Benoit decides, hey, I want to get past, I think he can do it.
Yeah, he's gonna. I think Hakon burned it because he wanted to try to challenge the top 3.
Yeah.
And to keep in there, of course, the pit stop strategy has burned that one a little bit there. But that'll be a fantastic battle brewing between him and the French driver. But this is it, isn't it? I'm wondering what the battle's going to be at the moment because the top 2 are not burned. You can see on the screen right now, 7 and 6, that there is a push to passes. You have to say the other Italian driver at the moment. I did tell you to look out for the Italian drivers in this match, in this round. But yeah, here we go. But Benny doesn't have to worry about anything at the moment. Benny gets the job done on Leon.
Yeah, Leon just let him through. So simple. Ooh, that's Benoit got through. Hakon. Or Hakon. Oh!
Oh!
No.
Girls' championships might have been destroyed here right now in Alabama.
Over the hill, touch the grass. Oh, it's
what's going on?
It's in the 14, guarantee you.
Yeah. Ooh, inside line spinning. Ooh. He'll lose a place, but he won't lose his pride, of course, there.
That's lucky.
Now, 2.7 second gap. Kevin is putting in what is Kevin doing? Well, last lap, a 108 flat, a 108.7. So he shaved about 7/10 out of the Italian driver. I'll tell you one thing right now. The American driver of Kevy, the 52 car, says, I want to win in Alabama. I don't care. I'm going to get it done. One more or another.
Yeah, he is on fire today. Absolutely destroying the competition. Honestly, I'm so impressed by the pace that he has right now. The fact that he's getting these good of lap times this late in the race is just mind-boggling. He just keeps banging them in back to back to back and beating out Rich Yuta big time. I mean,
so
Rich
what do the
Yuta's
Italian drivers do, mate? They got 5 and 6 push to passes. They can't look at this. Another almost half a second gap gain, and they're not using the push to passes until they realize there's 7 laps to go. I mean, God,
there's also really no point to use them. Yeah, I think for them they're kind of thinking like, well, what's the point of even using them? I think they should be using them anyway, just to get some pressure up on there and gain some confidence. But at the same time, they're not using them. And actually, Piazza slightly looking like there's a hint of a chance that he may even overtake his countrymate. So.
Yeah, speaking of that, in the championship, so give us a little bit of an elaboration because we're getting deep in the championship. Will this be a switcheroo for the crucial teams to get the driver where they need to go? Now, can you guys collaborate there between the 14 and 56 car? Well, how is that panning in the championship?
So when it comes to championship, it doesn't look like there's going to be any big moves with this right here, as Richardson's behind Benoit, so that's not going to make a difference for 3rd and 4th, and Benoit is way behind Birol, so no difference there. Grebstad, Hakon is looking pretty solid in 5th. He is in front of Richardson, so right now Hakon will overtake Richardson for 3rd place in the championship at this moment.
But I mean, the Italian drivers, like, would they switcheroo? Who is ahead?
No. Piazza only has 89 points, and Rich Yuta has 133.
Okay, so it's not going to be a switcheroo.
Yeah, no, Rich Yuta
it would be
just
crazy
fine.
To switch that one around. Okay, fine.
Imagine, right?
Yeah, you want to win it. You win or lose as a team, of course. But hey,
yes.
Kevin, let's go on board with Kevin. Can we go an on-board cockpit? Because Kevy has driven a absolutely amazing. I mean, give us a hot lap around Kevy, like right now, of course, on lap 55.
He's looking exceptional. Also, I do want to point out, Benoit did just use some push passes. He's down to 3. Look at this view that Kevin Birol has had all race long. What a gorgeous cockpit to look out on the scenery, the beautiful scenery of Birmingham, Alabama at Barber. He looks great, honestly. Just the cleanliness of these laps, just properly turning in, doesn't overturn to it, not destroying those front tires by oversteering into the corner too much. He just looks so calm as he's driving. It looks like he's just taking a Sunday stroll.
Round table racing, of course. It says that round table, the Knights of the Army here.
Yeah, there's Kevin using
the Americas.
Pass.
And Kevin, I believe is from New York, upstate area, or whatever. And I don't think he's down here deep south, but he's definitely representing the United States of America in the deep south. Go back to Aiden Young's doing a fantastic job there, getting and Alex Richardson getting 6th. Replay right now. What happened here, Silvio?
Oh, it's Silvio. Unfortunate. Silvio's had a couple unfortunate incidents today. Maybe gets a little bit unsettled into 14. Coming out of the penultimate corner. Nope, he looks fine. But it's right there. Touch the grass.
Oh.
It's a big one.
Yeah, mate. If you put a little bit of lift in there, like Fernando Alonso, I believe, did, or whoever it was in the Coda, you might have lifted your way over that little concrete barrier and straight into the pit lane. Would have been helpful, but yes, it is what it is. 4 laps to go, and Kevy, mate, is comfortably cool and in control of this race from the American driver of the round table racing. Now, how is Kevy's championships now going to benefit him in this?
He's gonna extend his lead even farther, of course. Right now, he has a 13-point lead on Benoit, and Benoit sitting in 4th means that lead's going to get even bigger. Richardson will not pass up Benoit at this moment, but obviously Hakon will pass up Richardson. So that Hakon actually technically might. No, Hakon won't pass up Benoit. If Hakon was in front of him, he would, because it's only a 4-point difference between the two of them. So it's like so close to that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot. They're all separated by just 4 points in the championship. So that's the one to really pay attention to when it comes to championship standings.
And the constructors as well, too, because the Italians are going to finish at the moment P2 and P3, and great job there, too, obviously, for Ricciardi there in P2 getting 2 positions and his teammate losing 1. How are they going to pan out in the Constructors' Championship?
Constructors' Championship, I actually don't fully know. I don't have the standings for the Constructors, but I want to say, yeah, I was going to say the Italians, just in general, they look like they're the best constructor anyway, so, holding down 2nd and 3rd.
And Kevin looking strong on the primaries. And that's the tie. I mean, he won. If you want to win at home, this is the track you want to win at, right? I mean, the Cavstar, he's the man that you need to beat here. And he's not just a road track master. He's an oval legend, and he only has basically 3 laps to go, and just controlling cool, calm, collected. I love the pink. I love the yellow. Smooth operator. 101, isn't it? That car.
I do also want to point out, notice Piazza has gained a whole second over the last 5 laps, and now he's only within a second of his teammate.
Is that where they get a switcheroo, Buck? His teammate has more points in the championship. It'd be pointless, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
but at the same time,
I don't think they really care about the championship. It looks like it's game on. Look at Piazza, man. He's now 7/10 away, has 2 extra push passes, 6 down. This is game on for the last lap right here. I think they're fighting for it. Look at that. Rich Udi's actually using a push to pass to try to just get away.
You're right.
He's like, hey, let me run away from this guy.
And there's one thing you got absolutely wrong on this one. 2 people kill each other in one corner, and both the old dog racing teams are out.
Look,
if I was an engineer right now, I'd be tapping my foot faster than they are burning it. I'd be tapping my foot harder than Christian Horner would. I'd be like, oh my God, I'll tell you what I want. What I really don't want is a Ginger Spice arguing in my ear at the moment between these 2 Italian drivers, because they are racing, of course. Well, Kevin's going to win it, but are they racing potentially for a position? I don't know. Kevin's actually burning some push to passes now anyway.
He just got him. Hey, Rich Udi's used the last of his push passes. And he's only 8/10 up on Piazza. I think if Piazza plays these push to passes just right, he's actually got a chance to take this position in the last lap.
But if they collide right now, my friend, I would not want to be in the debriefing room.
Oh,
because you can't throw away a P2 and P3, could you, by allowing drivers to race?
You shouldn't. But look at this, man. Piazza, he's right up on him. Oh, we have a little crash. Oh, no, it's Lemeray again.
It's Matteo again. Matteo, what are you doing, man? Matteo's got the most sponsorship advertising all on racing long here, and he's still racing. And we love you, Matteo. Great driving. Your teammate as well. And Matteo's just lost it there. Okay, further back, Kevin going to be making a run. And obviously, the Italians are making a run. I don't think so. I think they're just wanting to put some sponsorship there, of course, in the old dog racing team. But go back to Kevin. Yeah. Kevstar, mate, levered 101, hasn't he? And that man should have a smile bigger than Max Verstappen winning a world championship right now, because Kevs has done everything he needed to do.
Yeah,
he started on pole.
Great.
He's going to win. He won't get the fastest lap, I don't think. Maybe he won't get the fastest lap, but he will certainly get the race win. It's all.
Yeah, he's gonna get a big point haul today. I believe 53 points is how many he's gonna get today. So let's see Kevin Birrell. He only has a couple more corners to go. The last corner, Kevin Birrell finally rounds around it, and Kevin Birrell will cross the line. Our race winner here in Barber. What a great drive from him. And Piazza and Doriano are neck and neck as they come across the line. Oh, look at that.
They lifted to still allow that one.
I think look
Yeah.
at that. Great for Kevin.
And on top of it, you have to say Alex Young did a great job. And Kevin Stam, of course. And Harkin, remember grab stab. He hung in there, like he dropped a couple of places, as well as Kev Stam. But they still managed to get that car across the track. And of course, well, you have to say the French driver in 759 car, 3 positions gained, getting crucial points.
Yeah, I would. If I was like, my driver of the day, it's going to be a hard choice between both Kevin Birrell and Benoit, because honestly, Benoit getting himself all the way up 3 positions, still relatively relevant in the championship fight. That is everything he needed for today. So that was a great race for him. Obviously, Kevin Birrell going to take home a huge point haul for today and just extend his lead over Benoit even bigger. So Benoit's got to come back really hardcore swinging next week when we go end up in Iowa.
Give it to Stefan Hoffman as well, getting 9 positions to finish in P8 there for the German driver. Good to see the old McLaren livery there. Alex Richardson doing a great job there, getting 6 positions. My apologies. Benny getting a few more there, and obviously a few losers there this evening, but still manages at Leon Robin and P11 and P12 there. Paul Lopez just fell off the cliff there. Paul Lopez after defending a lot, but there's results. If you'd like to go through them, please.
Yes, we got Kevin Birrell sitting in P1. Great win for him. Second place to Doriano Ricciuti. Third place to Danilo Piazza. Fourth place to Benoit Favre. Fifth place to Hakon Grebstad. Sixth place to Kevin Stam. Seventh, Alex Richardson. Eighth to Mr. Hallman. Ninth to Aiden Young. And 10th to Benny Fage. Right? I think so. Hopefully I pronounced his name right. 11th to Leon. 12th to Robin Duhamel. 13th, Andy Tapman. 14th, Paolo Lopez. 15th to Matteo Lemeray. And that's the last of the finishers, I want to say. So, Silvio also, I believe, did finish. Frankie and Boss both retired.
That's called it, Kevy. Man. Yeah, Kevy, mate, in Sweet Home, Alabama, said, ain't not on my watch. You guys from, European, you might have, like, world championships in Formula One and, Italians, of course, the Monza, the Tifosi, and all that sort of jazz. But Kevy said, hey, in my backyard, my friend, this 52 car for the round table racing team is going to win here. And they won in domination. Kevy, you've done it. IndyCar race 6. It's yours. Barbara, go get a haircut.
Still on the Barber jokes. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it was a great race. Are we looking to do any sort of interviews today or no interviews? Oh, amazing. Perfect.
You have to get interviews, mate, because we get to ask the drivers. Hey, welcome along. And if you guys out there, please give us a thumbs up because I'm absolutely loving your commentating, mate. First time we work together, and I am honored to share the casting box with you.
Appreciate it, Biggles. Well, hey, we do actually have some drivers up in here. Hello, our podium sitters. How you doing?
Hi, guys.
Hey, y'all. Guys, what a race y'all put on. Hold on. Danilo and Doriano, what was that finish right there? That was a little close between you two.
Yeah, but first of all, we are totally without energy. So I believe that tomorrow maybe I can remain at home and no work. Maybe.
I think it was an argumental about who wanted pineapple on your pizza. Is that correct between you two guys?
Our English is not so good, so please speak slowly and simple because we are very old, 56 and 54.
Old dog racing?
No, you're not. Dude, it's so insane. I gotta say, Danilo, I can only hope. I'm gonna say, just real quick, when I first started doing iRacing IndyCar, you maybe remember when we did IIS at Barber, and I remember when Indy Open, I think, went to Barber.
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing you running, and you were like so much faster than me. And like, I remember I looked at your profile, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's been doing IndyCar in various racing sims for like 20 plus years. Dude, I hope when I am in my 50s, if I can like finish a race when I'm in my 50s, I don't need to be on the podium. I don't need to be winning. If I can finish a race when I'm in my 50s, that's a big success. So insane respect to you guys. You guys are crazy.
I thought these guys were racing around Monza since 1922. I thought they've had that old dog racing. Are they? 1922, Monza, the old track?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm not even 30 yet. You know, like I can barely finish a race. I'm like exhausted and drenched in sweat here. I'm like almost dead myself. And man, it's crazy. You guys are nuts.
Yeah. But if I can say, first of all, compliments to Kevin because he's a rocket, and it's very difficult for us to catch his pace. But compliments to Doriano because we try to fight for the champ with Kevin. So I'm very happy that Doriano could catch second place. So very happy for him.
Yeah, and you're leading the Italian team at the moment, my friend. And grazie. You are the best team that works as a team together. Like it's like a Ferrari 1-2, unfortunately, not in a Ferrari car. But what is your secret to success? You guys are amazing together as a team.
Esperienza. Yeah, because we first of all we are friends. I believe since in the last 20 years, and we always train together. I probably speak at the phone more with Doriano than with my wife, but it's. It's a secret.
Negli ultimi in the holiday, we have holiday together.
Wow. So, do you race together when you're out of the airport and you rent a rental car and you say who goes to the resort first? Is that how you do it? Because you guys are friends and you're amazing fast racers. Italiano, man. I love it.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot, guys.
Grazie. Speak something in Italian for me, please, because I love your language.
Sì, ok. Ringrazio tutti quanti. Grazie ai piloti, grazie alla squadra. Peccato Kevin, no grazie a Kevin, because Kevin is too fast. No, va bene. Kevin, go home. Next race.
Yeah, man. Well, it's oval, so you know maybe anything can happen. But big respect for you guys. You're so fast, and you know, like I said, I mean, it's just I think it's interesting. Like I think really that's actually something that I think is really unique about Indy. Well, maybe not just unique to IndyCar and iRacing, but something that I notice a lot in IndyCar is that. Especially with open sets, and it's one of the few series in iRacing that, like, I mean, I guess F1 in iRacing too as well, but there's not that many series in iRacing that have a whole lot of like race pit stop strategy and stuff, at least in officials. But really,
mate, we need to hear from Kevy, right? I mean, Coda has produced Formula One racing, but I'll tell you what, Eddie Store Racing has produced an IndyCar, haven't they, in the United States of America? And Kevy, mate, well. Welcome along, Sweet Home Alabama.
Something like that. I don't know. It's I think it's really unique that if you have a team here, you can really you can test out your sets and then the race strategy. You can really see like what works better over the full race length, and it was super interesting actually here with the 60 laps. When we ran it in IIS, it was 68, so it was kind of with the fuel tank being 24, there was sort of one clear strategy that worked, but here today with 60, it was like, you didn't have to run the alternates all the way into the ground to make the fuel strategy work. So, like, you could do, like, one really short red stint and then 2, like, full tanks of the primaries or 2 short stints of the reds. Obviously, the caution really, flipped things today. I was very lucky to be able to get through Doriano at the
going for the undercut. I mean, it really barely, very lucky. I mean, once he got past me at the stop, it was like, I thought the race was over for me at that point. I mean, I didn't think that pitting was a good strat, but I just had to try, and
Kevin has won this championship. Won this race, of course, not the championship, of course, but the 52 car here at home. Kev, 5-second gap to the lead. Everything you need to do, mate. And you were the man on pole. You're the man that delivered, mate. How does that feel? Yeah.
This is a really scary track. I mean, I love Barber. Like, it's probably one of my favorite tracks in IndyCar because you got just like you can really feel the like crazy aero of the car at this track, and the low speed corners are like satisfying, and they're comfy too. But it's scary to pass people here, and it's a tough track. There's traffic. There's all sorts of it's just a bit of a mess. So
you want the championship, mate? Is the trophy engraving?
I'll try. We'll see. I'd like to make it happen. I'm a bit scared about the remaining oval races, but
are you scared of
Indy
Italians?
was good. Indy was good. So if I can repeat it again, then we'll see. I'm excited for the road races though, and hey, the ovals are fun too.
We're excited.
I learned
for you,
oval for IndyCar, so
yeah.
I'd
USA
like to do well,
on
hopefully.
top, my friend. USA on top. Celebrate that one. You've done an amazing job, Kevy. Got it done.
Take a little nap and then go back for the Indy Fixed broadcast race in 4 hours from now. See you guys later.
Racing
Have a
to
good
come, of course, Andy-style racing, and obviously to our fantastic first-time casting there, Eli. Wrap it up. How do you feel
Great
this? Oh, yep.
Yeah, today was exceptional. Thank you so much to you, Biggles, to our amazing race director, Jerry, and Gerald, and to obviously all of our drivers, Kevin, Danilo, Doriano, and everybody else that had a great race, guys. Exceptional race. Next week, we are going to an oval track at Iowa, going to the Midwest part of the United States. I hope you're excited for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. 160 laps around the track. In an Indy car. It's a lot of time to spend in a cockpit, but it's also a lot of time for a lot of action, so I'm very, very excited for that. Until then, thank you so much, everybody that has come here to watch. Big thank you to, obviously, all of our sponsors, and I cannot wait to see you guys next week. You have any last thoughts, Biggles?
Tune in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, Andy-style racing producers. Thank you very much.